Alrighty guys, welcome back to another episode. Trying to get the oiling system for the turbo all plumbed up. I got the pump taken apart. You can see what that looks like, just a tiny little gear pump. I have to tap the housing deeper because MPT fittings don't actually really thread in there at all. So this will be the oil tank, and then this is going to go right to the housing just like that. So you can see how that's going to go. And that's on the inlet side. And then this will be the drain back from the turbo. We'll go in there. I mean, it's probably not the ideal setup, but this is kind of what I got. I'm pretty limited in height-wise down here, as far as like from the bottom billy pan here to like where the actual turbo drain is. There's not a whole lot of distance right there, and we need to have gravity on our side for this, so we'll try this. If it works, it works. If not, who knows. But it's a cheap turbo anyway, so it doesn't really matter if it breaks. Plus, actually this turbo might end up being too big for this motor, so we might have to change the whole turbo setup, but we'll worry about that after we get all the other stuff done and actually put a load on the motor. Well, as per usual, stuff changes. I'm gonna have to do the inlet from the turbo into here, and I'm gonna have to use literally just a 90 to a 90, kind of like what we used on the regulator. I'll show you. I'm gonna have to use one of these fittings on that regulator right here. Use one of these. And it's literally just gonna connect right to the turbo, right to that tank. And that'll be the only connection. It's the only way I can make it work. It's not ideal because our suction line is the same as our feed line, but you know, this will be mounted in the sled like this. So the oil, when you're giving her, is gonna be flowing this way or want to flow this way. So maybe it'll work, I don't know. If not, I'm probably gonna have to make some sort of custom tank. I'd rather not. So we'll try this for now, and if it doesn't work, we'll figure something else out. So now we're gonna move on to figuring out what I need for the cooling system. I got that little pump. So I got the little electric pump. Be cool to mount it somewhere like that, but I don't know if it's practical. So I pretty much got to connect all these lines basically got to get connected up to one another. So I don't know if I'm gonna have to weld on like 90s or if I can find make hose fit. Like, you know, if I just put a 1" 90 onto here, I might be able to just trim this up to make that fit on there, which wouldn't be too bad. But you know, I got this line that needs to go on somewhere. So yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna make this work, but I'll try to figure something out and get back to you. All right, moving back to the oiling system. I got some fittings in. That's kind of how that's gonna sit. And that'll be the feed line off of there. I'll probably 90 it up, maybe snake it through here and connect up to here somehow. And I got the pressure gauge on there just to make sure it has pressure. If it's got pressure, it's probably got oil flowing through it. All right, got that cut off. I glue that together. And I got this side cleaned up, hopefully enough to plop that on there. Yeah, well, we'll give it a shot and see what happens. All right, this one welded actually really nice, but the other one, I don't know. I think the paint, maybe the paint fumes or something were messing with the weld, so it didn't come out very good, but it'll hold water. That's all that matters. So now that that's done, I think, we'll probably bolt those back on, but I want to get that done, the oiling system completely done, and test that out. That would be kind of... All right, I got the oil feed line made up. It's actually all connected up, not tight, but I think right now what I'm going to do is pull everything out and get this exhaust painted and actually put some seals on it and clean up all this oil that's been spraying out, because there's no gaskets, or, you know, there's only like 2 nuts holding that, there's 3 nuts holding that thing on. So that's what I think I'm gonna do now, so then I can put everything together with the gaskets and not have to take it apart. So I'm gonna take all this crap out. Alright, everything's all painted. Looking good. Now I just got to get it back together without scratching it up. I also welded in the O2 bung. So that's where the sensor is going to go. Yeah, I think it came out pretty good. Left that bare because that's a stainless, so got a nice paint line there. So yeah, I got to get this on back on the sled without scratching it all up. Well, that was a long break from that last clip of the exhaust being painted till now. It's been quite a while, about a month and a half or so, but everything's in the sled. I just decided to take a break and stuff for the holidays and everything else. I was also kind of getting burnt out on this thing, but we're gonna hit her back again and see if we can make some progress. So one thing that ticked me off is I can't reach all these bolts. Before I go putting more holes in the billy pan, I want to find out if this turbo is like even gonna be feasible or if it's too big for this engine or not. So basically, I'm gonna have to put the track in the air and put all the clutches back on this thing. And I also gotta put the chain case tensioner bolt back in too. Once I do all that, I've got the throttle cable. Bought a throttle cable, so I'll put the throttle cable on and I'm gonna try and load this thing up with the brake and stuff and see if it'll actually produce a little bit of boost. And if it does, we'll continue. If not, it's around here somewhere. Right here. I bought a little guy. I'll show you that later if we have to. Yep, gotta love a government gas can. We'll be here a while. Alrighty, I think we're good to go. How many pulls do you think it's gonna take this time? I need a gauge or something. I feel like we should hear turbo noises though. All right, I cleared some of the smoke out. I'm gonna let it get higher in the revs, and we'll see. And then I'll start putting the brake on. We'll see if that does anything. Holy moly, my ears are ringing. And it's very cloudy in here. Well, I don't know if that was successful or not. I watched the clip a couple times and see if I could hear any turbo noises or see the silicone coupler expand. But I did not. Well, not that I could see off my phone screen, but I don't know. I'm gonna order a boost gauge and get that tapped in. I think I might just be able to tap down to, if you can see it, tap down to one of these ports here. Could probably put one on. But yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do before I go through the work of changing this turbo out for a smaller one. Because the other guy is really, it's really tiny. Like, I think the outlet's like less than 1.5 inches, and this is 2 inch, which seems really small. I mean, it might work, or it might just be too small and it's just a big restriction. I'm not sure. This is still a new endeavor for me, so that's what I'm gonna do. I wish this didn't reset. I wanted to see what RPM it hit. I know it was a lot higher than 4. The rev limiter's at 9,000, so she can give her all the revs. We'll blow this crank right out of her. I don't care. But yeah, we're smoking the belt pretty good. I wonder if there's any damage over there. I pretty much was just holding the brake and the clutch was just spinning in here. Spinning on the belt. I don't know, it's a crappy belt anyways, so. Yeah, I'm gonna get a boost gauge and hopefully that's the next clip. Alrighty, I laid out my where I want the ports to be. We have to add a intake air temp and then just a little 1/4 inch MPT bung we got to put in there. So we'll get these drilled in. Alright, all set up. We'll see how welding these bungs go in. It's always a coin flip with aluminum. It's just very picky. Very, very picky. Let's try and goober it together. It's welding, I keep dipping in the aluminum. That one's in there. Turned out pretty good. I gotta get the other one in. Get you guys a close up. I ain't got no shame. Everybody starts somewhere. I think it turned out all right. A lot better than that. It'll work. Alrighty. I got the RPM there. This will be the boost gauge. You can see what throttle I'm at there. It's pretty much all you guys need to worry about. Let's fire this thing up, see if she makes a boost. I saw it. It made like 5 pounds. Awesome. Alrighty guys. I'm sure this video will be long enough at this point. It only took like 2 or 3 months to make. But yeah, we made some boost. Hell yeah. Oh, my Thundercat. It's for sale. If you're in the Wisconsin or Michigan or something in that area, you'll probably see it on Marketplace. Made a ton of boost, 8 pounds. I'm not sure how much more we're gonna make. I don't really know. I mean, I plan on just sending this thing at some point once we get it running good and stuff. I don't know. I mean, it's got composite head gasket, so that's a weak point. I've said it enough. The crankshafts in these things are like Tinker Toys. But yeah, need to finish the cooling system. Also, I decided the turbo is only $75, so I'm gonna try and do maybe just some grease in there. See how long it lasts, or, well, I'll probably do 2 different things. I'll try the grease method, maybe first, and if that fails real fast, I'm gonna try doing like a little oil tank on it with some oil in there. You know, I'd have to build it, the way I have this mounted, I'm gonna have to build it from pretty much the top of here to the bottom of the turbo, and it'll have to be like on the far side over here or something, just so like the whole journal can be exposed to oil or submerged in it, and it'll just kind of live in oil. But we'll worry about that later. We'll do the grease thing because I think that'll be faster to build and finish up the cooling system before I melt it down, as some people are worried about. I was looking in through the throttle bodies at the pistons, and they look brand new yet. So if it was getting hot and things were expanding too much, it would start scoring, or it would have already. So yeah, got to wire up the wideband, intake air temp. I also gotta figure out how I'm gonna get at these bolts for this, because it's not on there very good. I might look at getting a V-band clamp and welding it right here, so then I can just take the clamp off and hopefully just pull the turbo right out. I mean, even if I got to pull the recoil off to get that stuff out, I'll do it. But yeah, that's gonna do it for here. Make sure you guys like and subscribe, and we're gonna see you in the next one. Hopefully it's running down the grass or down a frozen lake. Thanks for watching.